Foldable smartphones have reached their fifth major generation, as evidenced by the introduction of Samsung's Galaxy Z Flip 5 and Fold 5. Additionally, there has been a significant expansion of brands that are entering the foldable smartphone market. With so many options out there, now the big question is, what's stopping you from getting a foldable? The first generation of foldable smartphones was rough, to say the least. Early concepts like the Royal Flex Pay were messy, and others like Huawei's Mate X were elegant but obscenely expensive. Samsung split the difference with the first-generation Galaxy Fold, which was promising, but suffered from major durability issues that led to Samsung heavily delaying the foldable to make design charm. Since then, there have been significant improvements. Samsung's second generation, which included the Galaxy Z Flip and Galaxy Z Fold 2 from 2020, introduced new brushes to the hinge to prevent dust accumulation, along with other design enhancements. Additionally, the Fold addressed the issue of the small display that was present in the first generation. Among the pair of foldable Samsung smartphones released this year, the Z Flip 5 received a significant upgrade compared to its predecessor. At first glance, the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 5 may not seem groundbreaking. However, upon closer inspection, it becomes evident that it is a clear step forward. With its sophisticated design and subtle improvements over its predecessor, it offers a phone that is truly a joy to use. At first glance, owners of last year's Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 4 with the new Fold 5 may not have many reasons to upgrade. However, as we verified during a discussion with a long-term user of last year's Fold, this year's model has a lot to offer. The redesigned design with a new design of the joint, which is this year's common upgrade for both Samsungs with a flexible display, is already able to impress. The novelty also represents a move forward in areas where no upgrade has taken place, for the camera, which uses the same hardware as last year. Yes, it is. Along with the new joint design, Samsung has also promised improvements in the groove, making it more inconspicuous. However, our initial impressions in this regard were not very positive. The first pieces we were able to touch, even before the premiere, had a notch that was roughly as pronounced as last year's Z Fold 4. What a surprise it was when we unpacked our own test piece from the box and compared it to its predecessor. Suddenly, the groove actually looks a little better. To clarify, Samsung still falls slightly behind some competitors in terms of smartphones with flexible displays that have a less noticeable notch. However, there are also devices where the groove is more pronounced, so there isn't much reason to criticize the Fold in this particular case. Well, for example, the shift in hardware. When the new Galaxy Z Fold 5 uses the Snapdragon 8 Gen 2 for Galaxy processor, is probably not noticeable during normal use, but it has an effect in other areas. It is pleasant, however, that Samsung has worked on some practical functions of the phone system, so that there are perhaps slightly richer options for multitasking. Honestly, it doesn't look like a price shift of another high-end smartphone in our opinion, and such an extra charge is not worth it. But this will probably only be a temporary situation until the current Fold 4 is sold out. Then it will be necessary to look at the new product from a slightly different perspective. Furthermore, during the pre-sale, customers can take advantage of meaningful bonuses that make the Z Fold 5 an even better choice compared to the older model. So let us know your valuable thoughts below in the comments section. And if you guys enjoy the video, then a sub to the channel will be great, and I'll see you guys in the next one. See you the next time. Peace out.